Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fields here at Southern Virginia University for your men's soccer matchup between the Marymount Saints and your Southern Virginia Knights. The Southern Virginia Knights entering their later half of the conference play tonight and coming off a couple of tough wins against some really high-ranked opponents. Tonight's match should be a pretty good one as Marymount is tied in the conference in the Capital Athletic standings. Both teams tonight are 1-5. My name's Sam Horman. I'm joined today by Deidre Dryden, the head women's tennis coach. Deidre, what can we expect from tonight's matchup?
I'm excited for the Knights tonight. I believe that it'll be a nice matchup. I think that they've learned a lot from those last two losses, and I have seen some pretty good halftime adjustments over the season, which is encouraging. And hopefully everyone stays healthy tonight and they get a lot of good time out of these starters.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Coach Boer has done a really good job in taking care of his players, addressing those things that he needs to. Obviously, halftime's the only time he's got, so I do think they have learned a lot from their last couple of outings. Both of these teams have had some common opponents as well, so we do have a little bit of an idea how this game will go. Both teams have about 5 opponents on the year that they've both played. Wesley, both teams had a win. The Knights winning 6-3 to Marymount's 2-1 win, and then both teams falling to both Mary Washington and St. Mary's, who are ranked tied for second in the conference as well. So both of those teams very competitive. Both teams played Christendom as well in close games. The Knights coming off with a win 4-2, and the Marymount Saints falling 2-1 in overtime in a very close game as well. So it seems like both teams are pretty evenly matched. It seems like the Knights have a little bit of an edge as far as scoring goals per game. Defensively, I think they do need to really make their presence known tonight, and I think that'll be a big key difference.
Yeah, one thing that's impressed me is their ability to score even when they go down. But you're right; they've, for example, when they beat Wesley, I believe it was 6-3. You said, they a couple of those goals, I think they really just let down and let those in and kind of. I remember one of them was 1v4, so I bet you they've learned from that and made some adjustments. So I would love to see them tighten up that defense and play offense the way they have the last few games.
Yeah, absolutely. They definitely have some goal scorers on their team. As you mentioned, they don't fall out of games even if they're not doing that well. They still usually come out with a goal or two, and they definitely stay in the game as well. It's a very mentally strong team, led by quite a few good seniors as well. It should be noted, Colin Flynn, one of the senior goalkeepers for the Knights, does a really good job between the posts. He has almost 100 saves on the season, so he's very consistently good for the Knights. They have had a couple, hard opportunities, but the Capital Athletic Conference is filled with a lot of talent, so they play some really good teams as well.
Yeah, they do, and I remember talking to Coach Boer at the beginning of the season, and he just said, we've got to have fun playing this game. These guys have got to move and play and have fun, and scoring goals is fun.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why they're out here, to get those wins, and that's how you do it, is by getting goals. So should be a good matchup tonight. It is a little bit chillier than some of the previous games they've played in, as we're now entering later into October. So it's a little bit chilly, but I think for the players that'll be pretty nice, really.
Absolutely, and it's just such a beautiful night here in Buena Vista, Virginia. The fans are wrapped up pretty tight, a little chilly out there, but I bet you're exactly right that the players are probably really going to be energized by this weather. It's been a busy day here on campus. Earlier out on this field, Alex Boyer had the whole football team out here, and they were doing the haka, and tomorrow's more filming, and there'll be some soccer balls being kicked at some giant drum, I believe. But it's been a pretty cool week here at SVU, and it sure would be great to get a win midweek with the soccer team.
Absolutely. Has been a busy week in the athletics as well. Volleyball on a pretty good streak aside from last night as well.
Yeah, that was a tough night. They just served really poorly last night. I talked to Coach Gwen today, and she just said you can't miss 20 serves and win. So they'll work hard in practice. I am so sorry they lost, but I'm really glad they lost now at this time period rather than a little later. So I know they worked hard today, and will do so tomorrow.
Absolutely. As we begin kickoff, we'll see how the Marymount Saints come out. I think the Knights have consistently had a pretty good style of play as far as keeping the tempo within control. They like to work the ball around, keep the possession. You see Marymount as well trying to work the same thing, not afraid to play the ball all the way back if they need to. So should be a pretty consistent game. Both teams seem to have a fairly similar style of play. Tempo definitely a little bit different. Saints having a hard time finding a pass, and the Knights steal it away here. Greg Allen on the ball.
This is a little good look here.
Pass into the box, unable to connect. Knights still able to come out with possession. Nathan Allen trying to bring the ball into towards the center. Unable to do so, but the Knights continue to work the ball around. Good to see Matt Deedy comfortably in the starting lineup again.
Yeah, he's a big presence there. I believe he had a torn hamstring or quad. I can't remember.
I believe it was a groin injury. He just,
okay.
you know,
Good to see him back.
a lot of running around can take a toll on the muscles. So good to see he's continuing to play, and he's really been a defensive anchor for the Knights. So good to have him back in the starting lineup consistently. Saints now with their turn to just pass the ball around, try to work it upfield. You see a couple good runs coming in. Both teams fighting back for possession again. Merritt Weeks is trying to shield the ball out and ends up turning, taking it down the line. Saints with the first shot on goal, and it falls in the back of the net off a deflection from Matt Deedy. So unfortunate. He's just trying to reach out to block that one. Colin Flynn moved towards where the ball was headed, but then off the deflection had to try to make an adjustment and wasn't able to come back for that one.
Yeah, that's a really tough goal to see go in right here at the beginning. Not necessarily an own goal, but certainly shot was changed.
Yeah, hard to say that one's totally earned. So it may, keep the Knights in it mentally. I think that, when the team score a good solid goal, sometimes it takes a little bit more of a toll. That one's more of an unfortunate circumstance to be in. So I think the Knights will still be able to come out, and even though that it was, pretty early in the game, I think they'll be able to keep in this one. As they do get a pretty good opportunity in here. Knapmeyer on the ball, takes a shot, takes a deflection. The Knights still trying to keep it down in their attacking third.
Yeah, I hope they can keep that pressure up and just get the ball, just wreak havoc down there in front of the goal, and a lot of movement. It's always dangerous when the ball goes up like that close.
I think the Knights may have a good opportunity as well against John Valsacek, a sophomore goalkeeper. So still experienced, but I think a little bit of room for growth. So, if the Knights can continue to challenge him, maybe able to get something, and especially on a night like tonight, a little bit colder, maybe comes out of his hands, take a deflection. As we've seen in some other games, the Knights are very good at following up their shots, so maybe able to get something. Nathan Allen steals the ball away and takes the ball into the corner. Now the Saints trying to bring it back out. Ball will go out for a Knights throw-in. Saints come out with possession, now trying to bring the ball up the far sideline. Matt Deedy passes the ball, again looking for that outside run. Now bringing the ball up the middle of the field, through the mid. They've done a good job passing around the mid so far. Now just trying to find that next level. Ball comes over the top, looking for Knapmeyer. Unable to get to that one, and it'll be a goal kick for the Saints.
It's been really fun to see the Allen brothers playing together this year on the team. I think it's been nice to have Greg back and have another new Allen.
Yeah, absolutely. They've definitely had a pretty good connection on the field, usually able to pass around, and it seems like the runs that they make for each other are almost just the ones you see in the backyard playing. So you can see some carryover from the home life carry into the field here. Saints unable to control that one. It'll be a Knights throw-in.
Trying to sneak a few yards in there, throw it in a little closer.
Ooh, I think we had our first nutmeg of the night there.
I believe that was a slow little quick one.
Not able to come out with possession, but a good attempt nonetheless. Jeremy Wilson trying to pull a quick one there. Knights will have another throw in. Nathan Allen again on the ball. Wilson tries to take a shot on goal from a long way out. Ends up in the hands of John Valsacek. Now the Saints in turn with their good steal there by the Knights, bringing the ball downfield quickly. Find Natmeyer in the center, who turns, not able to get off a shot. Falls to Greg Allen. Now both teams just trying to fight for possession. Dede comes out with it.
It's a nice give and go there.
Dede trying to find a player to lay it off to. Finds Greg Allen, shot towards goal. Ends up in the hands of Valsacek again. So close, though. A couple of good opportunities there by the Knights.
Yeah, they're generating some offense, and that second line coming through.
I think if they continue to just keep that pressure on, they'll get one, bring it level before too long. Saints trying to make a quick counterattack now. Dede able to step in front of the Saints attacker there. Lays it back to Colin Flynn, who clears that one out. Knights unable to control that one. Now the Saints will have a throw in. Saints with another throw in deep in their attacking third. Now they bring the ball in towards the center. Get a shot off. Knights able to step in front of that one, and now they're able to clear it out successfully. Valsacek comes pretty far off his line and able to get that one. It's about 35 yards outside the box.
You can't help but see the big numbers on the field from football and think, whoa, he's almost half field.
Saints now trying to build something through their midfield. Knights doing a good job keeping them contained for the most part. Christian Umaña's pass intercepted by the Knights, but the Saints do come out with another possession here. Knights doing a good job marking in the middle of the field, but the Saints have a little bit of space ahead of them now. If they can find a pass. Unable to do so.
Defense there.
Jeremy Wilson with a great steal for the Knights, bringing it up the sideline now, looking for Nathan Allen. Able to connect, and now he has a one-on-one. Great pass back to Wilson. Able to get a shot on goal.
Oh, beautiful shot, though.
So close. Great opportunity there.
Nice work, those two together.
Just between the two of them, able to move it about 80 yards downfield, get a shot on goal. Great job there by the Knights, continuing to put pressure on.
Really working this left side over here.
Great run by Wilson as well to just continue the flow of play and just step ahead of his defender, not be off sides either. Now the Saints trying to slow things down and see if they can build an attack of their own. Dede passes over to Greg Allen. Played back out wide to the wings. And this is what you want to see from the Knights, is these good long possessions. Trying to find Nathan Allen in the corner maybe, but not
sure
quite on the same page.
Big left foot, though.
Yeah. Now the Saints will have a goal kick.
See if we can win this ball and come right back.
Knights do a good job stepping in front there and coming away with
Oh,
possession
that's very
again.
nice. Was that Christian Rice that stepped up there on defense and won that shot, I believe? Yeah, Christian.
Difficult to tell exactly, but could have been. Greg Allen getting involved in some physical play early. Assistant referee definitely seeing a little bit too much contact on that one from Jeremy Wilson, and now the Saints will have the first free kick of the game. Pretty good opportunity, 40 yards out right near the sideline. Looks like they're sending quite a few players towards the back post.
Yes.
I'm sure we'll see a lofted curler towards the back post, see if anyone's able to get a head on it here. Manya's pass comes in towards the back post, falls to the ground. Saints have a player. Both teams still fighting for it. Does come back out. Knight's able to get a deflection on it, and it will go over the crossbar. The Saints will have a corner. It's a tough defensive possession there for the Knights. Definitely going to have to mark it a little bit better on this one if they want to clear it out a little faster. Looks like the Saints just putting everybody at the top of the 18. Spreading out their runs in towards the box. Ball comes in. Merritt Weeks able to get ahead on that one. Saints still get a shot. The Knights able to clear that one out.
Good work by Merritt and Dede.
Nathan Allen keeping a lot of pressure on here for the Saints. Still able to get a cross in. A couple of Knights defenders in the area, though. Able to kick that one back out to Knapmeyer at the point of the attack.
Knapmeyer just swarmed right there in the middle, couldn't get out.
Yeah, not a lot of options there. Was turning, trying to find someone, unable to do so. And now the Saints, again, keep the possession in their own half. Saints again trying to attack down that sideline. Nobody really in the middle for them. Seems like they just keep all their players over on that far sideline. Usually you want to space them out a little bit better than that and try to get a cross in. Short throw in taken. Knights step quickly. Now the Saints will have another throw in.
Repeat there.
Saints do get a shot towards the goal, but it will go well wide. Colin Flynn will have a goal kick.
Colin Flynn's been a little bit busier than we would like for him to have been this season with 94 saves, but it has been fun for me to see him be a leader and get so much time this year. He's worked so hard for the Knights all these 4 years.
He absolutely has. He's played almost every minute this entire season between the posts for the Knights, and he definitely has had his fair share of action in a lot of the games, but definitely one of the most consistent players that the Knights have, and for sure one of their leaders.
Yeah, and he's consistent off the field too. He's really dedicated and always figuring out what he can do to help the program.
Knights able to maintain some good spacing here, pass it around a little bit. Wilson bringing the ball up. Hernandez and Allen passing the ball around a little bit. A long cross, I think intended again for Nathan Allen, but a little bit long. Ends up in the hands of the goalkeeper again.
Yeah, we had a couple of shots right at the keep.
Knights the first to get a header on that one. Great flick on there, Hernandez.
Almost a through ball. Let's see if we can keep this up. And
Knapmeyer still fighting for possession on the ball. Able to come away with it, looking for a pass. Finds Wilson. Puts a couple good moves on, able to bring the ball into the corner.
oh, good defense by Marymount.
Dede making a good step over. Good adjustment there. Lay the ball off to Colin Flynn, who plays it back to Merritt Weeks. Smart play there by the Knights rather than just clear the ball away.
Yeah, a chance to hold possession a bit longer.
Good play again towards Nathan Allen in the corner. Tries to cross it into the center. Knights able to find someone. Let's see if we can get a shot off here. Left-footed shot towards the goal.
Really nice shot there.
It's a great turn and fire there. Didn't really have a ton of options and pretty good angle, so went for it on the near post in the upper corner. Not able to connect on that one.
Fooled me. I thought he was going to drop it for someone else to come in, but he...
So he usually does. He's a very good player with his back towards the goal, but he just takes a quick turn there and has a shot. Nice, lucky to come out with a throw in there. Saints able to come away with the ball. Take a long shot. About 40 yards out. Colin Flynn having no trouble with that one.
Yeah, I could have been hoping for a deflection there. Oh, that's tough. A little bit of kickball there.
Both teams wanting the throw in on that one. The referee awards it to the Knights. Taking towards Greg Allen. Again looking for his brother Nathan. Now able to find them. The Knights with a good opportunity here. Nathan Allen still on the ball. Finds his brother Greg. Back to Nathan. Great turn in towards the middle of the box.
Oh.
So close on that one. Center back for the Saints just read that one perfectly and was able to step in front. The Knights with a great possession in their own attacking third, though.
That's nice defense there. Win that ball back. We are really burning up this left side over here. Maybe we'll try something on the right side here.
Yeah, it seems like both teams electing to play to their strong side of the field, and
maybe
the Knights
they're
taking
attracted to the
advantage.
stands over here.
Maybe that's what it is. All the fans keeping the energy high for them. The assistant referee did see something he didn't like on that one, and now foul is given to the Saints. Saints like to play it short and try to bring the ball out of their own defense. Maybe not quite on the same page on that one either, as the ball was kicked downfield, I think intending for a run that just was not there. Jeremy Wilson now on the ball with a lot of space ahead of him.
Oh, almost a nice through ball there.
Could have been so good. Made it all the way to the point of the attack and then had an open man on the sideline as well. Greg Allen now bringing the ball up. Earns the Knights a throw in.
Uh-oh. I think he thought somebody was going to go down for that one.
Yeah, I think Edwin Hernandez there thinking the ball was going to get played to his feet, and Greg Allen just threw it over the top expecting a run, and a little bit of communication there I think can solve that issue. Knights able to steal the ball away there. Hernandez on the ball now. Christian Rice trying to pass it off there. Ends up the feet of Greg Allen. Rice back on the ball now. Makes a good move in towards the corner. Beat the Saints defender.
Oh,
the Knights
corner out of that.
That's a great opportunity there. Come away with the corner. The Knights have done pretty well this season finding usually the head of Matt Dede. He's done a good job coming in and just finding the back of the net.
It's been really fun for me to watch Christian Rice play since he was a freshman in high school. He's a local kid. He just constantly playing everywhere, anywhere he can get a ball. He's a hard worker.
Ball comes in towards the middle of the box, headed out by the Saints.
We'll try it again.
They have had a lot of success with this corner play. You can see they just line up basically in a line right in the middle of the box. Makes it very difficult to mark. The Saints electing not really to man mark too much on this one, mostly just zoning. And the Knights will earn another corner.
We'll take it again. Our women's team has been quite successful with some corners this year as well.
That's true. They've done pretty well finding Cora Jewell, usually one of the taller players on the women's team, and she's got quite a few goals on the season with success from that. Knights take another corner. A couple of players in the area. The Saints able to head it out first. Knights may still have an opportunity, though. Notmeyer not able to control that one, and now the Knights forced to drop back, try to prevent a counter here. Saints trying to bring the ball up quickly. Merritt Weeks able to step in front of that one. Not able to control it the way he would have liked, though, and now the Saints will have a throw-in. Ooh, Greg Allen not able to come out with that one. So close. Now the Saints bring the ball deep into the Knights attacking third. Ball's crossed in.
Very nice.
Nathan Allen able to keep good control on that one, and now the Knights attacking upfield again. Hernandez on the ball looking for a pass. Finds one deep into the corner. Just a little bit too deep, though, again. Valsachak able to come out and scoop that one up easy. Now, it seems like so far the Knights have done a really good job in maintaining their formation. The Saints kind of breaking down occasionally, and the Knights are able to get through pretty well.
Yeah, despite the only one goal, I feel like it's been a pretty exciting game as far as the shots taken and.
Yeah, Knights have definitely had
control in the middle.
Yeah, absolutely. The Knights have had a few really good opportunities, almost able to come away and level the game, but it seems like the formation of the Saints breaking down a little bit. They do have players that are very good in their position, but it seems like as a unit, they're not able to make the adjustments that they need to quickly, especially as the Knights do like to quickly move the ball up the sideline and then try to get a shot. They've had quite a few opportunities for that, so maybe something that the Saints try to address at halftime. Nathan Allen switching the ball across the field.
I love these switches to wear out this 15-man roster.
Yeah, they're definitely something you try to take advantage of. The Saints didn't bring too many players, only 15, so they only have 4 available substitutions. So you can see the Knights with a couple of substitutions about to come in, and they're taking any opportunity they can to try to wear out early, you know, any Saints players that may not have done their conditioning this week or anything. So Knights will have a free kick here, 40 yards off the goal, heavily stacking the back post, which I'm sure is where we'll see the ball go. Ball comes in towards the back post, but a little bit too close to Valsachak again, and he's able to.
Several white shirts close, but not able to connect.
Yeah, a lot of players in the area, but I think the ball floated just towards the middle of the goal rather than the back post, and Knights not really able to come out with anything too lethal there.
Nice. Nice through
Christian
ball there.
Rice with a great turn. Allen heads the ball towards the center of the box. Hernandez now takes the ball in towards the corner. Great drop pass there. Now the Knights cross the ball in towards the center. Doing a good job trying to find other players on the field. Saints making it very difficult for them. Looks like we have an offsides call against the Knights.
Well, What would you say is the main difference you've seen from our offensive attack last year to this year?
I think they've had to make some defensive substitutions, and so obviously it seems like it's a defensive thing, but the Knights have a few very fast players that they really like to work out of the defense in order to increase their numbers in the attacking third. It seems like since they've had to put some of their other players in a defensive position, it's really made some shifts in their offense, but they've pulled Greg Allen into the middle of the field, and he's done a really good job maintaining control. But I think as we've seen in this game, mostly a lot of quick counters, a lot of 1-2 passing to work the ball quickly into the box. It's been a good strategy for them, but they're trying to come out with a little more possession. Good opportunity there, not able to keep the defenders off from the Saints. Valsacek comes off his line again and makes a save. And I think with Coach Boer really coming in, pretty late into the summer, I think he has done a good job in building the roster that he has, but I think if he'd have had, a few more weeks, a little more time, he can recruit some different players for his playing style, which does favor not a slow game by any means, but a very controlled tempo, a team that can pass around really well. And so he's made do with the players that he has, and they've done really well at it. But, coming in late, it is hard to try to bring everyone into the same style. DD able to connect with Greg Allen now, looking upfield. Saints giving him a lot of space to work with. Saints come away with the ball. They definitely have numbers up. Good opportunity for him here.
Knights trying to recover and help there.
DD trying to keep pressure on. Looks like the ball did cross over the end line there, and the Knights will have a goal kick. Colin Flynn still able to come away with a pretty good dive there, though.
Yeah.
Knights like to play it short. Now the Saints will have a throw in. Long throw in downfield. Some juggling almost stolen away there by Matt Deedy. Pretty good move there by the Saints attacker.
Nice. Very nice.
Trying to get the ball downfield. Knights able to step in front of that one. Come away with possession. Now Nathan Allen on the sideline yet again. Brings the ball towards the middle of the field. Knights will have a throw in here. DD elects to avoid the switch there and keep it on the close sideline. Now Knapmeyer tries to flick the ball on. Like he may have jumped to try to flick that one on, had a little bit of contact in the air, but not enough to merit a foul.
Yeah. Haven't had too many fouls this first half.
Really haven't. It's been a fairly quiet game. Both teams just playing their style.
Yeah.
DD able to get away with a good steal there.
I've been really impressed with the number of steals we've had in midfield and changing possession.
Knights definitely with quite a few players that are very good in a one-on-one situation.
Yeah.
So not too surprising to see they do quite well in the midfield. They are a defensive-minded team as well, so they have quite a few players that are very good in that regard. Saints keeping their spacing now and trying to work the ball around, trying to open up the Knights midfield. Sean Diamond able to step in front of the ball there.
Oh, that's nice.
It's able to shut down some passing there. Now they have a good opportunity. Played into the corner again. Nathan Allen on the ball. Tries to find a cross towards the middle of the box. Saints able to head that one away momentarily, but the Knights still with possession. Jeremy Wilson with a pretty good move. Takes a shot towards the goal. Goes over the crossbar. Good move there. Jeremy Wilson might have had our second nutmeg of the game.
He somehow got it past. That was...
Seemed like some
lucky
bouncing.
Nutmeg was really close.
Knights make a substitution. Matthew Jones enters the game.
See if some fresh legs can make a difference here these last 14 minutes of the first half.
Seems like the Knights have made some offensive adjustments as well, as far as switching out which players they really try to work the ball to. Saints now trying to make a counterattack up their own sideline. May have an opportunity for a shot here, bringing the ball towards the 18.
Oh.
And awards a free kick to the Saints. A lot of contact on that play there.
Tough spot to defend here.
Number 22, Levis Lopez, seems to be the downed player for the Saints.
No telling who that foul was actually called on. A lot of bodies, a lot of contact right there.
Yeah, quite a few players in the area, but this is definitely a very difficult free kick to try to defend. Colin Flynn's going to have to position his wall really well.
Hear Coach Boer yelling from the sidelines there, some instructions.
Shot comes in towards the far post, but is well over the crossbar. Knights able to avoid any danger on that. Seems like Andre Ferguson tried to curl that one away from Colin, but a little bit too much power on that one, and it does go well over. Knights come away with possession now, trying to look for an opportunity outfield. They're able to do so. Good run down the sideline there. Anthony Bowden trying to bring the ball out for the Knights. Saints have to work their ball all the way back to the goalkeeper. They're forced to clear it away to the sideline. Knights come away with the throw-in.
Yeah, good spot for the throw and to try to make some offensive pressure here.
Nice, do a good job working the ball around here, trying to keep their spacing and open up more opportunities. Pass intercepted by the Saints there, and now trying to make a counter of their own.
Nice, my Merritt there. You feel a little driven if your pass gets intercepted to get down there and make something happen, which is exactly what he did.
Yeah, good to see a center back that far upfield, so Merritt Weeks getting involved in the attack as well. Greg Allen keeping the pressure on there.
Sure was. I thought he was going to get a call there, but... Nice work there.
Jeremy Wilson having a pretty good night on the sideline, putting a few good moves on. Long throw in downfield. The Knights the first to get ahead on that one.
It's a nice take by Merritt Weeks there.
Sean Diamond tries to play the ball up the line, unable to connect on that one. Knights will give away another free kick here. This one much further out. Ball comes in towards the box. The Knights first to get a header on that one. We'll go out for a throw-in. Seemed like the Saints didn't really bring a whole lot of pressure on that one. Only two bodies in the area.
Yeah, nice that ball got on the left side of the flag, that we don't have a corner. Can defend this throw and hopefully head to the other end.
Marymount trying to play the ball short. Knights able to step in front of that and move the ball back away from their own goal. Looks like we may have an injury on the field. Number 22, Lopez, who did go down earlier and was awarded a free kick, seems to still be harboring some pain from that experience, and looks like he'll step off. Before that, it seems there was an offsides, and now the Knights will have a free kick.
Yeah, Lopez from T.C. Williams High School. I noticed they've got 3 guys on their team from T.C. Williams. Good. Those guys probably play together pretty well. Play together in high school and college.
So he's trying to work the ball towards the middle of the box. Knight's able to clear that one well out towards mid. That's a great clear when the ball has to go all the way back to the goalkeeper. Knights come away with a steal there. And Jeremy Wilson comes up to bring the ball for the Knights. Knights doing a good job, not trying to just force it into the middle every time, but try to find the best opportunity they can. Ball comes in towards the middle of the box, couple of Knights in the area. Looked like we had an attempt for a bicycle there, unable to connect. Ball's cleared away towards midfield. Merritt Weeks does a good job positioning himself. Knights continue this possession. Do a good job getting the ball into the middle.
Oh, so close, so close.
Unable to control that one.
Nice second wave there.
Would have been a great opportunity. Open in the box. Played it just a little bit strong off his foot. Knights continue to keep pressure on, though. Oh, a whole lot of contact there on the sideline. Saints come away with a free kick.
Just a little bit of contact. Just run right through it.
Yeah, well, sometimes you really want to position yourself, but
just can't stop.
Yeah, Greg Allen not able to stop on that occasion.
Nicest guy in the world, but I don't think I wouldn't play against him. He's tough.
Yeah, his time in Brazil taught him a lot about soccer and how it's played, so. Saints do get the ball in towards the corner, and then a cross intended for someone, but the Knights player is the only people there. Anthony Bowden on the throw in there. Marymount definitely plays a very deep defense. They don't particularly play a high line, allows the Knights pretty far into their attack and defense as far as where they keep their line. So the Knights really trying to bring players down into the attacking third. Lays it off to Merritt Weeks, and then lays it back out to the sideline. And now Jeremy Wilson again with a lot of space in front of him. Basically been the story of the first half is Jeremy Wilson bringing the ball up the sideline for the Knights.
Yeah, I feel like we've taken a lot of different types of shots on goal, though, even though they're playing the ball up very similarly. That was a very nice slide tackle.
That's a very difficult slide tackle as well. It's come
beautiful.
away without a foul.
And possess the ball. And
that's very hard when you're even or a little behind the attacker.
It's usually a call, isn't it, when you come from behind?
Very good hook slide there. Matt Jones tries to lay the ball in towards the middle. No Knights in the area. The Saints come away with another possession.
Right back here. Nice through ball. There's Didi again.
Great slide again to come away with possession there. Knights have a throw in. Didi does a good job taking the ball away, but ref seeing a little bit too much contact on his defensive attempt there, and looks like Marymount will have a free kick right at midfield. Seemed like he did a pretty good job positioning himself there, but the ref seeing a little bit more than we did.
Yeah, I'm just taking a glance at our women's team up at Marymount. They're still at 0-0. They're in at halftime there.
Looks like the Saints making a couple of substitutions here. Number 6, Ridwan Robinson enters the game, and number 25, Harrison Palma Asensio. So the Saints, even with a fairly limited bench tonight, still trying to keep everybody involved. Both teams just trying to maintain a possession here.
A lot of work going on in the midfield there.
Saints make a long pass downfield, try to chip over Colin Flynn, and are able to do so. Ball goes into the back of the net, and Marymount gets their second goal of the game.
Oh, that was a tough 1v1 situation. And
really the only option he had was to try to just chip him over. And
he did. He came out and back paddled, and tough.
That's almost a perfect shot there, as it looked like Colin was able to get just a touch on it, but it did fall into the back of the net with just under 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Marymount takes a 2-0 lead over the Southern Virginia Knights. And that's a tough one if you're the Knights, because again, it's just one player, just one ball well over the top.
Right.
Just a perfectly placed shot.
Yeah, we're working so hard with these possessions and great shots, and they just send it right over and come off with a goal there. It's just tough. Not sure what that call is there.
We'll have a stoppage in play. The ref trying to address something. having a conversation with his assistant referee about something going on the field. Now going back to have a conversation with Colin Flynn.
Still don't know.
Now I think the Saints really trying to feel the momentum of that second goal there and just try to get anything they can here in the last 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, they seem really energized by that.
They'll earn a corner from that, I believe. Not an area where they've done particularly well against the Knights so far. Not too much time on the clock. I'm sure we'll see plenty of it come off here.
Yeah, we seem to be doing really well defending goals where they have numbers, but
ball comes well into the box. Merritt Weeks again, the first to get ahead on that one. Knights concede another free kick about 35 yards away from the goal.
Is that call on Nathan Allen? I can't quite see that.
We may have a card here. Seemed like Merritt Weeks stepping in front of the ball, trying to have a conversation with the referee. Referee not dealing with that and forcing him to back up. Long played in towards goal.
Ooh, dangerous, dangerous ball.
That one's so hard again with the deflections, just so difficult to read.
Yeah. Could have been an offsides call there too, though, with that Marymount player just passed after it touched.
It's trying to make one more opportunity here.
Yeah, trying to get a shot off on goal here. 10 seconds.
They do have a free kick. Play it towards the far post. Not able to get the header on that one, and that'll do it here for the first half. Marymount University coming away with a 2-0 lead going into halftime over the Southern Virginia Knights. Now, if you're Coach Bohr, what are you addressing your team at halftime for?
Wow, I don't know, because they've possessed so well, but just that last goal was just a pure fast break and beautiful shot. Yeah, I'm not sure. Gonna have to definitely pay attention to those fast breaks that come. But that's what happens, right? When you're pressuring and trying to really make a shot happen.
Yeah, almost unfortunate to see the Knights did do so well in attacking. I think Coach Bohr, hard to be upset with how they've performed in the first half, able to come away with a lot of opportunities. You know, did a really good job, had quite a few excellent shots on goal. Not able to finish, not able to get the result they wanted. So
pretty sure we're leading in every stat except for the score.
Except for the scoreboard. So we'll go ahead and step away for a minute. Go ahead and join us again in about 14 minutes for second half action. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the fields here at Southern Virginia University for some second half action between the Marymount University Saints and your Southern Virginia Knights. The Marymount Saints took a 2-0 lead into halftime. Now we'll see how the Saints respond, or the Knights respond. The Saints did score with just a couple minutes remaining in the half, and I think we saw some attitudes adjusted after that goal. So hopefully the Knights can come out and just continue to play with how they have. They had a great first half, quite a few good opportunities, but they just need to try to finish a couple of them.
Yeah, I tell you, one of the things about soccer, there are nothing, not to take anything away from the Marymount Saints, but sometimes you possess the whole game, you have more shots on goal, and you just have some unlucky moments. So I think the challenge is going to be for those guys to come out and not be down about the score and just play the way they played and put some balls in the back of the net.
Absolutely. I think if they continue what they were doing, the goals are going to come. They had a great first half, but it's a mental game at this point.
Yeah, I'm sure he talked to them about, the transition when you're pressuring and getting back and helping on defense. Those fast breaks are going to happen, and I can't remember which player scored that goal for Marymount at the end, but, terribly athletic move to chip that ball with the defender on. And, I just like to see him keep possessing, keep scoring, keep shooting and see if we can score. And remember, we got 45 minutes left to do a lot of good things.
Yeah, absolutely. A chip goal, not to take any credit away, very difficult, but at the same time, it's just, one play. It's just a very quick ball upfield.
Yeah.
And, he's able to get a good chip on it. All credit to him, but, the Knights can't come away thinking that was, the worst play of the game.
Correct. They have just taken the ball away time and time again, away from Marymount in the middle of the field to stop offensive pressure.
Like the Knights have made a couple tactical substitutions. We've seen Merritt Weeks now enter the attack for the Knights, and looks like Sean Diamond has shifted back to the back line. Merritt is a very physical player as well, as we've seen in the first half. So Coach Boer maybe trying to get a little bit more possession in the attacking third. Not an area they struggled with in the first half, but maybe able to get a better shot.
Yeah, probably hoping to create a little more space down there to be able to possess, pass, and shoot.
Looks like the Knights have a free kick opportunity here.
Yeah, I'd be real happy to see us stay on this end of the field for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. They definitely have the personnel on the field to do it. So low driven cross toward the center of the box, maybe a little bit too low.
Yeah, I got to ask, was that most likely a mistake there on that cross? Is that probably we were hoping to get?
Yeah, it looked like he's trying to. It's definitely a low-driven cross, but you want it more towards the back post, a little bit like that one there.
Yeah, not a bad flick there, but couldn't go.
Knights continue to put pressure on, so even after a little bit of an unfortunate cross, not exactly where he would have liked, Knights continue to keep the ball down. Now they have a throw-in, which they take quickly, trying to catch the Saints off guard. A great turn. Knights have a good opportunity for a shot. Almost.
Nice left foot there.
That looked almost like the shot that the Saints scored on their first one. Maybe a little bit more of a deflection. Could have ended up in the back of the net. So Knights trying to take a page out of the Saints book. Get a shot there, a little deflection, but John Valachak able to keep his positioning and just scoop that one up easy. Saints with a good turn now. Again, trying to find the ball in the middle. Colin Flynn has to come off his line and clear that one away.
Yeah, I got to think Colin's coming out of here just like so determined to hold that score. He's working so hard back there.
Absolutely, and really had a pretty good first half. It's hard to see from the scoreboard, obviously, but he has been so good for the Knights. So, no goalie likes to get scored on.
Yeah, I don't have a very extensive soccer background, but I got to feel like sometimes playing goalie feels a little bit like playing center field in Little League. You're not very busy, and then all of a sudden you're very busy. But Colin does such a good job staying engaged. You hear him talking and really being the quarterback of this team from back there.
Yeah, sometimes it's a lot like being the kicker on the football team, too. You don't have a whole lot sometimes, and then all of a sudden.
What would you know about that?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden all the pressure's on for one dive or one, good kick downfield. So it can be a different position than a lot of the other ones on the field.
Yeah, my nephew's a keeper down in Columbus, Georgia, and he's been recruited to be the kicker on the football team, and he's a very busy kicker.
Yeah,
all of his soccer buddies come to just see him kick every week.
if you got the leg for it, it's a great gig, I can tell you.
It's been a fun transition for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. It's been a while since I kicked, since high school, but, you know, coming off 2 years of soccer here at Southern Virginia, able to remember at least something on how to kick a ball, so it's been good. Saints able to come in with possession now. Seems like the Saints employing a tactic of not necessarily trying to attack with the entire team, but really just one or two players. We'll see a foul against the Saints here.
Really, you know, I'm a tennis coach. One really great strategy is to be a counterattacker in tennis, and it's you're steady, and then you counterattack when somebody attacks. And I feel that's what Marymount's done to us tonight. Is they're steady, you know, try to handle us, and then when we go for something, they try to come right back.
And that's a good strategy now, especially with a 2-0 lead, because a counter doesn't leave you particularly vulnerable if you only attack with a few players. So, you know, they can still keep numbers back in the defense, but they can, you know, still have an opportunity outfield. So, you know, if I'm their coach, that may be what you're trying to do. Looks like a lot of contact in the box there, but the ref not awarding a penalty kick.
Am I correct? He held up a card? Maybe not.
Like he just
didn't
signaled.
Look like a okay. Yeah.
Signal for a goal kick. The Knights players protesting and hoping for a foul or at least a corner. Ref has awarded a goal kick, so maybe that'll.
Yeah, I think they thought that ball went off of Marymount, but looks like it went off on the Knights.
May spark a little bit of a fire under the Knights, though. Good to see them get involved.
They get a little fiery in unity.
Yeah,
right?
They definitely do.
Yeah, you want to be fired against the other team.
So hopefully that'll get them the spark that they need to really get back in. It's not as though they've fallen out of this game. Still 40 minutes remaining, and they have plenty of good opportunities, but I think they do need a little bit of a spark and to just come together, and the goals will start coming. Saints now switching the field. Cross towards the back side of the goal. Cleared away by the Knights. Good move there to make the ball seem like it was just going out of bounds, but now the Knights with good pressure.
Oh, offsides call. Oh, stay on.
Good job by the back line there of Marymount.
They played that very smart. Because we had numbers and space.
That was a very good line, though. That's a unit that has played defense together, and you could see them all just keep the step at the same time, and then immediately three of them just put their hand up, recognizing that they had done that. That's a great step there.
Such an interesting part of soccer that a lot of us that haven't played a ton don't understand, but there's such a pure art form to that part of defense.
Yeah, the unit play is definitely what makes a team. I think that's what makes the substituting in and out so hard sometimes, and why you see less substitutions than in some sports is you just got to keep that unit on the field. Then they're able to do what they did there. Saints with a good opportunity here, bring the ball in towards the box. Try to cross it in. The Knights do a good job stepping in front. Now the Knights concede another free kick. Like Elijah Mendoza involved on that one. Referee having a conversation again here with Matt Deedy. Looks like he's reaching for his pocket, and we'll see the first card of the game here. Matt Deedy, the recipient of it, clearly frustrated with the physicality allowed on that one. Surprised the ref hasn't noticed how close the wall is.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that. There we go.
They are required 10 yards, although if the play is taken quickly, the team does not have to request that. But if they do, you do have to wait for the whistle. Which we now hear, and the Knights very quickly step out on that one. Didi tries
He
to
can run that ball down. Very nice. Oh, almost.
look like he was able to get to it, but
Yeah, and that's
not able to keep it in.
real dangerous spot there. It's something we hate is how close that fence is to the sidelines.
Not exactly ideal for throw-ins either.
No, it's
Makes it
not.
very difficult.
Not at all. Changes the game too. You can't throw in as far.
Absolutely. The teams that are very good at throwing it in towards the center of the box, it almost negates, that ability to do so. So sometimes can be a little bit of a home field advantage, but also doesn't necessarily help the Knights either. Didi doing a good job laying that off for Colin Flynn. Looks like Diamond trying to clear that one out. Ball only goes about 15 yards upfield, though.
Yeah, I don't know if his cleat caught the turf or what.
Now the Knights will have a goal kick here. Good job shielding that ball out of bounds. Knights like to play it short to Didi. Marymount does seem quite content to allow a lot of space for the center backs to bring the ball upfield. Now Sean Diamond's made a run up into the attack, but the Knights not able to find him, and now he retreats back to his center back position. Knights with a good opportunity here if they're able to find someone in the box. Merritt Weeks tries to flick it onto himself, unable to do so. Greg Allen takes a shot.
Oh, beautiful.
Parried away by Valachek. Such a good job there. The Knights work that ball in. Greg Allen with a very powerful shot. If that was anywhere else aside from right at the goalie, that's in the back of the net for sure.
Is. Right height.
That is a very difficult shot coming out of the air as well. Knights do come away with the corner, though, so they may be able to continue their attack here. Long cross towards the back post. Merritt Weeks able to get ahead on it. And again, Verchak in the right position.
Couple of quality shots on goal.
What an evening it's been for the Marymount goalkeeper. Getting involved now. The Knights with two very close opportunities. Now the Saints trying to keep the pressure on here, bringing all their players toward the near sideline. Now bringing up quite a few more players, able to get the ball behind the front line of the Knights.
Handball there, maybe? No. Not sure what that call was. We could have done without that call, though, since we had possession and had momentum. But
yeah, I'm not totally sure why you'd bring that back and not allow advantage, but the referee has had some interesting decisions to make tonight, and he's tried to make the most of those.
yeah,
Long throw in downfield. Saints come away with possession.
Right to the Saints, though, there. Nice.
Nathan Allen being sneaky there, coming from the front side and able to just pick the ball away. Good switch to the attack here, and Knights able to keep their progress going. Ball's crossed in towards the center of the box.
Oh.
Saints the first on that one.
Doesn't look like a smart foul there.
Don't think so. Not necessarily any real attacking threat. 65 yards out from the goal, so I'm not giving that one away if I'm the Knights.
possibly just couldn't have stopped himself before he ran right into him.
I think the Saints being a little bit conservative here. Trying to still just work the ball in.
Nice win on the...
Merriweek's able to steal the ball away. Forced to drop it back towards Colin Flynn. Now played out to Sean Diamond, bringing the ball upfield. Again, a lot of space given by Marymount to the center backs. Another ball headed in towards Merritt Weeks. Just a little bit over. I think the Knights trying to take advantage of Weeks's physical style of play. If you can get the ball on his feet, really he does a wonderful job keeping possession for the Knights, but so far I've been unable to connect. Looks like the Saints trying to counter quickly here. Sean Diamond playing defense. Cross comes in dangerously towards the middle of the box, but the Knights able to clear that one away. Good switch of the field again, and now a lot of space up the sideline as we've seen so consistently throughout this game. Elijah Mendoza lays it off to Didi, who switches the field again. It's a very interesting style by Marymount to just allow the switch to play, and then the Knights are able to bring it 20 yards up.
They really are just kind of protecting the middle.
Which is interesting, as once they get the ball, they then bring it down the sideline. So I'm not totally sure.
They've got speed on the wings there for sure. That was lucky not to be a call there, or maybe it was. Oh, they played on.
Yeah, I think maybe the Knights getting away with a little bit there. There's a shot not particularly dangerous right towards Colin Flynn on the ground. Seemed like the Marymount players trying to get a foul out of that one, but the ref not allowing that, and now the Knights will bring the ball out of their defensive third. Good turn here. The Knights really trying to get downfield. Saints able to step in front of that one. Both teams trying to settle there, but looks like we have a little bit of a complaint for maybe a free kick. Christian Rice re-enters the game for the Knights. One of the very fast players the Knights try to use out on the wings. The Saints made a couple substitutions as well. Number 8, Chris Cardenas, enters the game. Now Southern Virginia will have a throw in. Taken towards the middle of the field. Played over to Christian Rice. Unable to control that one.
Oh, nice take there.
Good step by the Knights. Able to control and make it all the way down into the box. Good opportunity for him here. The Saints, too many players on that one.
Yeah, I just kind of kept that ball maybe a couple of seconds too long. That's a pretty
unfortunate cross goes into the center. Matt Didi in the area. Does a good job stepping in there in a potentially dangerous situation.
Made me nervous.
Saints continue to bring a lot of pressure up the field. Shot deflected by Didi again, and the Knights clear it away towards midfield. A little bit of a sloppy possession there by the Knights, unable to...
Yeah, looks like a little bit of kickball. Hopefully they can...
A great turn there by the Saints.
Here with this throw in and...
If you're Coach Boer, the last thing you want to see is the frustration from any of your players. You know, so far unable to score in this game, but they're still very much in it. So the last thing you want to see is them disengage mentally and allow those mistakes.
I do feel like Marymount's defending in the middle a little bit better. We don't not working the ball in and out quite as easily, but as we did in the first half.
Yeah, we've definitely tried to shift over to the sideline. May have been responsible for bringing Christian Rice into the game. He does get involved there a little bit.
A little bit too much traffic over there, huh?
I think that's the other tactical change that Marymount has made is as they do play defense, don't just bring one player, they bring a lot of traffic over to stop the Knights.
Which means somebody's open somewhere, right? But it's just so tough to see it when you have 3 on you.
Saints try to take advantage of this opportunity as well. Tried to lay it off to allow a shot for the other player. Knights able to step in front well there and definitely needed to.
Yeah.
A little bit of an early cross in. Knights do come down in the box. Hernandez takes a shot towards the goal, parried away by the goalkeeper. Still in the 6-yard box.
Ooh, unlucky. I love the havoc down there. I know it's not quite as clean as we'd like, but I like crashing after that shot. And
absolutely, and that's how Marymount came with their first goal. Is just unlucky deflection. Goalie's unable to read it, and it ends up at the back of the net. So if the Knights continue to put that type of pressure, you never know what could happen. Knights able to steal that one away. Greg Allen looking upfield. Hernandez with a great turn.
Beautiful through ball.
Ball forced to be cleared away. Like goalie may have collided with one of his center backs. Now the Saints make a good run towards the middle of the field. Have a shot here.
Yeah, that was lucky for us that went right.
Pretty good shot there. A lot of pace on that one, but it does sail right of the goal.
Yeah, and hats off to that defender that changed that shot, because that's
yeah, without that pressure.
Yeah, without that pressure and changing that shot, that's 3-0. So thank goodness.
Hernandez almost able to get his traditional heel flick on there. He's done that in quite a few other games.
Yeah.
I believe Merritt Weeks has lost a shoe in the middle of the field, but continues to play on. That is very impressive. And now running back to retrieve said shoe.
Not quite as, like losing your helmet in a football play, but pretty darn close.
It makes it more difficult to try to get those passes off, though.
That is your, that is your main tool.
I'm impressed he was able to maintain possession that long. You see players lose a shoe and then keep the ball for 15 seconds. It's continued to mount pressure in the attacking third. Dede comes out from the defense. Mary Weeks with his shoe back, much more talented. Still able to get a couple of moves in there.
Now that's what I like to see right there is just to be able to stop that counterattack. I know that's tough to do, but
Let's continue to try to put the ball in towards the center of the field, toward Hernandez.
Seen a lot of long balls to the center, and probably hoping for Hernandez to pass it to that second phase in to take a shot. I have an injury on the field there, huh?
Now the Saints take the free kick short. I think the Saints at this point in time recognizing that with only 23 minutes remaining, maybe their best strategy is just try to possess out the clock rather than try to continue to attack too much. So they are leading in the score, and the Knights are pressing pretty hard in the attack. So yeah. If I'm their coach, I'm taking any second I can off the clock.
Yeah, time is their friend, not ours, huh?
They do continue to bring quite a few players up on that one, about 5 in the attack for that one, but ball goes well wide, and the Knights will have a goal kick. Knights make a substitution and bring Ben Natmeyer back onto the field. Saints again looking for that very quick counterattack. You can just see 2 strikers up in the middle of the field.
Right there ready. I'm not sure who got that throw.
Looks like the Saints will take it.
Saints will take it.
Nice come away with possession, but it looks like the ref getting involved a little bit in the play there.
Ooh, that's a little bit of scary defense there.
Very close to a couple of things there. Saints do get across towards the goal. Colin Flynn able to parry that one, but not clear.
Tough, got him a corner.
Looks like he may have collided with one of his center backs there. Not able to punch that one out the way he would have liked, and now the Saints will come away with a corner kick. Their 3rd of the game. Ball played short. Looks like it will go out for another corner.
Looks like our women's team is still 0-0 with Marymount with just under 10 minutes to go.
Kind of unfortunate, a game that they really want to do well in order to maintain their conference standing and move up a little bit.
Yeah, the women's side is just really exciting this year.
Christian Rice with a beautiful run upfield.
Oh, got a little too far away from him. Hopefully a run on there.
Knights really trying to work hard for that possession there. Saints forced to clear it away all the way back towards Flynn. Rolls it out for Dede, and now the Knights begin out of their defense again on another possession. Nathan Allen on the ball for the Knights, trying to work it into the center. Able to do so towards Merritt Weeks.
Working for a corner here, I suppose.
Like took a touch just a little bit too far, not able to kick it off anyone. Results in a goal kick. Electing to take that one short. And then another long ball over the top towards a lone striker for the Saints. Sean Diamond keeping pressure on here. Dribbling towards the corner. Now the Saints slowly starting to bring up a little bit more pressure.
Yeah, this is what I expected a little more of, which was to, you know, pass back and possess a little longer. Win that ball. Matt Dede working hard.
Able to come away with a good possession here too. Not able to make the pass he would have wanted, but he gets his own ball back, and now a good opportunity here for the Knights.
Yeah.
Play toward Natmeyer. Christian Rice trying to cross that one in, took a little bit of a deflection.
Yeah, we need a deflection to go our way, don't we?
Yeah, a little bit. That one going right to the goalkeeper's hands, unfortunately. Saints trying to just outright beat the Knights in speed.
Oh, that's dangerous there.
Saints continuing to keep the pressure on in the attacking third. They will earn a corner.
Hey, a little update. Our women's team has gone up 1-0. Looks like McCall Jensen got her first goal, assisted by Taylor Mercer. It's always fun to see a new person score a goal. I love that. Somebody that's nice job.
Colin making a good dive for that one. Yeah, on the women's end, Mercer always full of assists as well.
She is everybody's friend on that.
She's provided quite a few very good assists as well, and even not statistical assists, but she's been very aggressive in the attack and really opened up opportunities for a lot of other players as well.
She just is a force for good out there. She makes a lot of good things happen for that offense.
Knight's able to make a good step there. Sean Diamond able to come away with the ball. Now Greg looking upfield. Saints able to get ahead on that one. Knight's doing a good job, not just
really
letting the possession go here.
Yeah, they're pressuring so much, working so hard, keep it on this end. That was very nice right now. I think we tried to sneak that throw in. And it wasn't ours.
And sometimes if you can take it too quickly or too confidently, the ref will let you get away with it.
Not that time, huh?
Knight's almost able to come away with that one. They seem to be in the right position a lot of the time, but so far a little bit unlucky in a lot of things and yet to score. Saints bringing a lot of pressure down the field again, open in the middle of the goal. Take a shot, and it will go into the back of the net. Knights defense allowing the ball just too deep into their own third there. Marymount scores their third goal of the game.
Yeah, in my opinion, that's their best goal. They just played that very nicely on that counterattack and took the shot at the right time. It's tough.
Yeah, that one's so hard because the back line of the Knights was marked up already, and so to step is very dangerous, opens up the pass, but
yeah,
at the same time, you do have to make a stand at some point. I think the Knights just allowing it too deep there and ends up in the back of the net. Yeah, I think we're starting to see a little bit of frustration from some of the Knights players there. Look like Christian Rice was trying to make a good move towards the ball, but just moving too fast and not able to slow down, and definitely a little more contact than you want to see. Saints will get a free kick out of that foul there. Ref again getting involved in the play. Didi able to come out with this one. May have an opportunity here on his left foot. Lays it off. Ball goes in towards the center of the box and all the way across the face of the goal, about 1 yard away from the far post. Knights not able to push that one in.
Not able to connect right there in front.
On a brilliant play there, Duty brings the ball down and then
Does, and unselfishly sends it left, and pretty cross, just couldn't punch it in.
that was one of the best opportunities the Knights are going to have all season, just open all the way across the face of the goal. Not able to push that one in. Greg Allen slips trying to get that one, but is able to get a header from the ground. Now the Saints quickly turning. They do have numbers in the attack.
Wow, they play on there.
We will have a card here.
Uh-oh.
And also a little bit of jostling going on with both teams. Seeing a lot of pushing going on. Neither team. This is not what you want to see if you're the Knights. Both teams getting way heavily involved. Trying to split up both teams. And this is the last thing you want to see with a 3-0 lead. 12 minutes remaining. I'm sure we'll see more cards continue to come out here. Now both captains from either team doing a good job corralling their players and trying to just keep everybody held back. That's really not what you want to see if you're the Knights. You know, you need to keep your head in these type of games. Both teams getting too involved there. It is such a mental game, and you got to keep your cool. Obviously, a little bit of a retaliation there. You know, definitely not ideal from either side, but you do need to continue to maintain your composure regardless of what's happening. So I think the ref's having a little bit of a discussion here on who receives cards, but you don't want to see this from either side. Especially Sean Diamond needs to keep his cool here. Jackson Farnsworth's doing a good job keeping him well away from the area. Both teams separating to their respective sides. I think the refs will definitely be awarding a couple more cards here. I'm almost a little bit surprised that didn't escalate any more than it did. Seems like it was really close to breaking out, but I guess almost congratulations. Neither team really throwing a punch or doing anything. That's horrible to see. You want the sportsmanship to be there regardless of what's happening in the game. So both teams losing their cool for a little bit, but not allowing it to get out of control. And both teams cooling off a little bit, discussing what's happened, and hopefully we can just play out the last 13 minutes of the game. The referee's having a conversation with the coaches as well. Trying to keep both squads in check here. Both teams will be making substitutions. Now when play resumes, the Saints will have a free kick about 30 yards away from the goal, but I think that's the least of anyone's concern right now. Looks like play will resume. The Saints take it quickly on a short kick towards the corner, cross it in towards the center. Colin Flynn came out for that one, but the Knights forced to just kick it off the back of their own line, and now Marymount will have their 6th corner of the game. Saints taking another short kick, cross it in towards the far post. Knights first there. Merritt Weeks trying to clear that one off his line. Again, playing it down into the corner. Andre Ferguson on the ball now. Now the Knights finally allowing the pressure to move well out, and the Saints play it all the way back to their own goalkeeper. Almost able to get a good possession there. Saints again with numbers. Greg Allen makes a great step to stop that through ball. Good job by him. If that gets through, the Saints already showed their speed in the attack. It would have been very dangerous. Knights play it off the back line, though, and it will be a goal kick now for Marymount. Goal kick taken short. Dede able to come away with a steal here. Looks like the Knights have shifted Matt Dede out of the defense and into the attack. Interesting substitution. Looks like Greg Allen has stepped into the center back role as Sean Diamond was subbed off of the field during that last play. Looks like the Knights have elected to only have 3 back in order to try to get a little more offense, and shifted Dede towards the attack, as he has had a couple of goals on the season, so he does know how to find the back of the net pretty well, and as a defender he's able to control the flow of the game as well. He's able to push it towards one side or the other, so an interesting substitution by Coach Bohr, who does know his players well, so we have seen Dede shift into the attack. Saints with another opportunity here, bringing the ball into the middle of the box. Knights keep the pressure on, and it'll end up in the hands of Colin Flynn. Long kick downfield, well over half. Now Merritt Weeks trying to settle that one down, and now the Saints will come out with a throw-in with 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Marymount leading the Southern Virginia Knights 3-0. Now we'll have an offsides against Matt Dede, who is about 5 yards behind. Subbing up from the center back position. That's not something you're entirely used to, so getting caught off a little bit there. You usually don't see strikers 5 yards behind them there. Now Dede making a good run up for the Knights here. I think he was thinking Merritt Weeks was on his left side and heard the screams for a pass, so he laid it off to the left. Merritt Weeks with a lot of space on his right side, though. A little bit of a miscommunication there. Knights almost give away an unfortunate opportunity there. Knights will make a substitution, and number 21, Jackson Lindau, enters the game. Freshman from Huntsville, Alabama. Knights first to get a touch on that one. Dede again comes away with the ball. looking to his right this time, and looks like able to shield that one, not quite off the end line. Knights will have a throw-in. Pretty good defense there by the Saints, not conceding a corner kick. Knights try to cross the ball into the center of the box. Saints doing a good job bunching up and not allowing anything cleanly through. Again, the Knights on the end line with the ball, trying to find an opportunity in. Saints not able to clear it away cleanly. Looked like trying to find a cross towards the back post. Unable to connect. Now the Saints will have a throw in deep in their own defensive third. Now Knapmeyer able to steal the ball away again for the Knights. Tries to bring it in towards the center. Saints do come away with possession. Now they in turn make a run up the line. Not able to keep the touch there. Now the Knights will have a throw in. Mayor Weeks looking for a pass, switches fields. Makes a great run to Nathan Allen. Switches onto his right foot and tries to make a cross in, but again, unable to connect. The Knights really getting so close to one of those brilliant breakthrough opportunities, but so far just unable to get it. Now Weeks again on the ball with space ahead of him. Tries to lay it off towards Allen. Knights will have a throw in. Again, trying to cross the ball into the middle of the box. Jackson Farnsworth not able to connect, and it'll end up in the hands of Valsachak yet again. Looked like a sidearm sling there towards this outside back. Not something you see very often. Good recognition by the teams there. As it wasn't a pass towards the player, he couldn't have been in an offside position. So even a deflection does not count as a pass, especially from someone that's not on your team. So play allowed to continue there. And now the Saints deep in the attacking third. Knights step in front quickly, but the Saints pass in towards the center. Knights do a good job clearing that off when a corner is almost a good consolation prize there.
Yeah, it's a 3v2 situation, but the Knights recovered.
Saints make a couple substitutions. Number 2, Jesse Parada enters the game. Long cross towards the back post is floated up. Colin Flynn the first to come down with that one. We've had an offsides before the play, though. Knights able to bunch up and come away with a good steal there. Now Greg Allen with space in front, able to find his brother Nathan Allen out on the sideline. Plays a long ball in towards the middle of the field. I think Coach Bohr has been forced to make some interesting substitutions here. We do see Jeremy Wilson up at the point of the attack now. Knapmeyer, who started out at the attack, is now playing wing. Greg Allen shifted towards the defense. So Coach Bohr really just trying to use all the talent that he has, but playing some untraditional positioning on a lot of the players. Saints trying to open up positioning for a shot here. We will see a foul inside the box, and Marymount will be awarded a penalty kick.
Shoo. Not what we needed here with 3 minutes left.
Knights just having a really difficult time in the defense. They're able to keep the ball in front of them, try to contain a little bit, but just getting caught off on the poking in there a little bit. And Marymount with a really good opportunity here for a fourth goal. Number 7, Andre Ferguson, stepping up to take the PK here. Puts it right in the middle of the net. So difficult to try to defend. Ferguson with his first goal of the season, despite being heavily involved. Looks like we do have someone came in the box too early, it looks like, and so we will have another attempt at a free kick, or a penalty kick, rather. So Colin Flynn with another opportunity here. Now the ball's placed low on the left side. And that will be the fourth goal of the game for Marymount University. Andre Ferguson scores the penalty kick. Earns his first goal of the season. He has had quite a few shots on the season, but unable to come up with anything until just now. And now the Knights will continue to bring substitutes onto the field. Number 7, Anthony Bowden, enters the game, sophomore from Chesapeake, Virginia. And now with just over 3 minutes remaining in the game, I think the Knights really just trying to get what they can, trying to look forward and build for their next couple of games, as they do have a couple more conference games coming up this season.
Yeah, you never want to say it's over, but it would be tough to win, so sure it would be nice to get a goal to go home without the shutout.
Yeah, this is a Knights team that we have seen in some difficult situations, but really able to come out in the end with some momentum. They usually don't get shut out. No clean sheets is not what they're after, so they usually do a pretty good job finishing out the game. They are very strong for the full 90 minutes usually, so they continue to bring up the pressure here. Long cross towards the middle. Didi able to get on the ball, but Knight's not able to control that one.
Yeah, we haven't scored, but Didi's had a fantastic second half. I mean,
great slide there by Greg Allen to prevent that pass getting through. Saints electing to just maintain the possession here for the last 2 minutes of the game if they can. Let's take the throw and quickly continue to try to press the ball down into their own attacking third. Marymount forced to clear the ball out. A couple of good moves to get the ball down into the corner. Knights may have an opportunity for a cross here. Unable to do so, and now the Saints with some running room ahead of them. Long splitted through ball. Colin Flynn well off his line as well. Able to be in the right position, though, and come down with that one. Now the Knights with just under 1 minute remaining, really trying to get anything they can here. Saints continue to bring up not that many players, but very efficient in the attacking third with some of their passes. They've spaced out their players a lot more than they did in the first half, and I think that's really helped get behind the back line of the Knights defense. And the Saints again with possession.
That's way offsides, I hope.
I think that offsides will bring us to the end of regulation with your Southern Virginia Knights falling to Marymount University 4-0. Definitely not the game we expected tonight. The Knights really having some difficulty with things they've done so well with all season. So now they will enter their last few conference games. They go to York on October the 21st at 3:30, and then they'll be at Frostburg State at 6 p.m. on October the 25th. Then their final regular season game will be at Gallaudet at 6 p.m. on November the 2nd. So not able to come away with a win tonight. So what do you think they have to look forward to for their last 3 games?
Well, they're going to go in and really, anything they do is going to be a bonus here going into the end of the CAC play. And unfortunately, I think teams may not take them as seriously as they would like, but that could be an advantage for the Knights. They can still finish strong and have some good games here. I'd really like to see it. These seniors have worked really hard, and obviously not their finest play tonight, but there's always time to work hard and play better.
Yeah, absolutely, and they do go against Frostburg State, who is ranked 7th, just barely above them in the Capital Athletic Conference, so they do have an opportunity to continue to show what they have, and they have had quite a good season. They do have much more opportunity moving forward, so hopefully Coach Boer can keep his players together and just continue to build. So their next game at York and then at Frostburg State. Go ahead and join us for that. This is the last home game of the season, so we thank you for your continued support throughout this season. From myself, Deidre Dryden, Craig Reese, and the rest of the broadcasting crew, thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Knights.
Thank you very much. Go Knights.
Thank you.